Deal to build a new Rays baseball stadium in St. Petersburg may be in trouble. After Hurricane Milton ripped apart the current stadium's dome roof, causing the need for almost $60 million in repairs, and after the election of two stadium opponents to the Pinellas County Commission in November, there were further doubts cast on the deal. The new members joined other opponents on the county commission this week to delay a vote on whether to issue bonds for the project. That led the Rays to send a letter to Pinellas County officials saying the team ownership had halted all work on the project. And joining us now by telephone, John Romano, sports columnist for the Tampa Bay Times, with an update. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm good, Rob. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So let's start where everybody's talking about it. Is the Rays baseball deal to build a new stadium, is the deal dead?
Well, a week ago, I wrote that it was all but dead. And since then, it's just kind of inched closer and closer to that. I don't know if there's a designation worse than all but dead. I mean, nobody has come out and completely killed it. The Rays have not sent a termination letter. The city and county have not agreed to say it's over. But yes, it is all but dead at this point.
So the City Council in St. Pete and the Pinellas County Commission both delayed votes on approving the bond deal. The County Commission until December, the mid part of December, the St. Pete City Council until January. How does that affect even the possibility that a deal will be reached?
Well, it was always going to be a tight time frame to get the stadium built in the first place. The bigger issue here is not so much the month-long delays. It's the fact that the team is looking at the new membership on the county commission, and it doesn't see the votes there to approve the bonds in the future. So basically the team has halted all of its construction plans. They don't want to spend any more money. They don't want to do any kind of initial purchases of equipment, things like that, moving people from the Hines Group and their architects and all their other partners down to St. Pete to start working on it. They've basically shut that all down because the Rays no longer see a path toward getting the financing through the county commission any longer.
And there are two new members coming up on the St. Pete City Council. How does that affect the possible deal?
The two new members on the St. Pete City Council, like the two new members on the Pinellas County Commission, have both seemed skeptical of the terms of the deal, which only, leads the Rays to believe further that it's dead. That's basically this all sort of, the ball started rolling on October 29th when the county commission elected to delay their bond vote. And it wasn't so much the 3 or 4 week delay that killed it. It was the fact that when they delayed it past the election date, and that changed the makeup of the county commission. And again, that's where the Rays, once they saw that, they realized they no longer had a friendly majority on the county commission, and the deal was likely dead.
St. Pete Mayor Ken Welch says he's going to present a plan that won't cost the city residents any more money. Do we know any more details about what Welch might present?
No, he hasn't released any details on it. God bless him. I hope he has a plan, but I just don't see a way forward here because the county commission does not want to spend any more money than they had already committed. They actually want to spend less. They want a deal more favorable to the county. The Rays say because it has been delayed now that the stadium can't open at the earliest now until 2029, they say they've incurred hundreds of millions of dollars in construction costs that will go up, not to mention the money that they're going to lose, the revenues that they're going to lose in the intervening years while they're playing in spring training ballparks. So you've got two different groups that are saying the money doesn't work for them now. It's only going to get worse in the future.
So for sure, the Rays have promised to play at Legends Field in Tampa in the coming season. What happens after that?
I think that's going to be a one-year deal at Steinbrenner Field for a couple of reasons. One, it's summertime in Florida is hot, muggy, and has lots of rain. They're concerned about the number of rainouts they may get. They're more concerned about the possibility of every game being delayed because of summertime storms that are going to push, games into the late hours. The Miami Marlins got away with an open air stadium for a number of years down in South Florida, but that was a bigger stadium. They were able to absorb it a little more because they had more people attending the games. In a smaller spring training park, the Rays are already losing money. When you throw delays and rainouts on top of that, I don't think they see that as a long-term or even beyond 2025 solution. So my guess is by 2026, they are playing somewhere out of state at another, maybe a larger AAA ballpark somewhere.
And this idea of repairing the Tropicana Dome and spending $57 million or so to repair it, is that idea dead?
Again, not completely dead, but I would say it's leaning in that direction. The city council initially approved on Thursday repairing the roof. They were willing to spend about $24 million just to get the roof up on it. The Rays basically said, we don't think that's a good idea because we don't think you're going to get it done in time for the 2026 season, and we think repairs on Tropicana are actually going to exceed the $56 million that the city thought it was going to cost. So the Rays said, we're not sure that's a good idea. So they've actually been pushing the city to come to some kind of agreement to let them out of their use agreement, which runs through the end of the 2027 season. They think that's a better deal for the city. They won't spend as much money just sort of paying the Rays off. And that way the Rays would be able to at least get some sort of certainty about where they're playing for the next 3 years while they try to keep a new stadium deal alive down the road.
Well, John Romano, as always, thanks a lot for coming on Florida This Week.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it.